Greetings. Last week, I hit the 20th anniversary of being self-employed. I wrote a very long blog post about it, and I'm going to attach the link down below. But I wanted to do a video this week because I'm not doing another blog post because truthfully, it's the longest thing I've ever written in one sitting since college. So that's saying something. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to talk about the best thing I've done early on in business and the worst thing that I should have done. Not that I didn't try, but I should have done. So the best thing I did was network, and mainly networking online. I didn't do so well networking offline because truthfully, I didn't know the landscape around here. When I decided I was going to go self-employed, I was going to only do leadership and diversity. But I had a healthcare background. I'd always worked in hospitals. So I didn't really know how to deal with corporate America. I tried joining some organizations. I went to a whole lot of local networking events, but I didn't know anybody. And that made it really difficult for me to do it. However, I was able to do it online. I was able to reach out to a lot of people that I had met in healthcare, really across the country, not necessarily here in New York State, but around the country, because I had been the president of an organization where I used to have to travel around to different places to meet with people. So that actually turned out well. That's how I ended up getting some of my earliest gigs, and it worked out well. And I continued that for a lot of years. I haven't done it so much over the last few because my mother lives with me. She's got dementia, so I really can't travel. But it's something I'm going to start doing again because, I'm still connected to a lot of people. And it's always good to get the word out there that, I can still do certain things from home. The worst thing I did or did not do well was talk to people who actually knew something about marketing. Now, I did what I could. I met with people who said they did marketing and sales, but none of them had any idea of how to help me to market myself. Or if they did, they were holding it within themselves. I had a couple of those people say, well, if you pay me such and such, whatever, I'll market you, but no one could tell me how they were going to do it. And I wanted to market myself in healthcare. And it's a hard market to really market to because a lot of chief financial officers don't know what I do. Hospitals are all over the country. Most of the time you're marketing to people who are way away from where you live. And it's a hard it's a hard way to market. And early on when I was in business, there was no real social media, so they weren't going to do any of that. They could pick up the phone calls, but they didn't know any of the names. They didn't understand the culture. But I did talk to a lot of different people. Still, I probably should have hooked up with someone to send out a lot of letters because that's what I was doing, sending out a lot of letters, trying to send out follow-up letters. And I just should have hired someone else to do that for me and to continue doing that for me, keeping my name in front of people, especially when you got a name like Mitch Mitchell, when you're competing with Jimi Hendrix drummer. And let's face the fact here, he dominates social media. He dominates Google, search engines, or whatever. I might be second, I don't know, but I'm certainly trying. Anyway, those are two early lessons that anyone who decides to be self-employed should check out, and hopefully you'll learn something from that. However, the article I'm linking to, I'm giving you 20 things. Check it out. Anyway, my name is Mitch Mitchell. I hope you all have a wonderful week.